Seattle afternoon. Of course, it is a midday 12 p.m. kickoff in the States local time, and it is exceptional weather. The sun is beaming down. Of this game between Europeans and African sides should be a fantastic watch. Of course, Belgium over the last decade or so, in every tournament they've been in, whether it be the Euros or other tournaments, of course, it does mean they are usually favourites, whereas Egypt, of course, they've been fantastic in certain tournaments. This summer they're looking to make their mark. Of course, it is a special birthday for somebody. Mohamed Salah celebrating his 34th birthday this afternoon, and I'm sure that the Egypt captain will be looking to make it a winning afternoon as well. Looking at the two sides, bit of a shock, but not of a shock. He didn't start during the warm-up games, I should say. Romelu Lukaku, the all-time top scorer, of course, for Belgium, the 33-year-old. What a career he has had, and he will continue to have over the years. He is on the bench, and instead Atalanta forward Charles de Ketelaere starts for Rudi Garcia's Belgium. He's on the bench. Lukaku, of course, unfortunately had the season he would have wanted at Napoli 2 years ago. He won the Scudetto, of course, so he'll be wanting to get on that pitch. 90 goals for the Red Devils Lukaku has, but he's on the bench for Rudi Garcia. Of course, it is a long tournament this summer if Belgium want to go far, and he will, of course, make his mark. For Egypt, no real shocks, if you will, in the 11, exactly what you would expect. Mo Salah, as I say, starting. Mamouche starting, the likes you would expect. So, for the lineups, in goal for the Red Devils, Belgium, it is Thibaut Courtois, 110th appearance for the Real Madrid shot stopper. A back four of Thomas Meunier, Nathan Ngoy, Brandon Michele and Timothy Castagna, with the man with the armband on this afternoon, Yuri Tielemans, partnered by his Aston Villa teammate Amadou Onana. Jeremy Doku and Leandro Trossard provide the width, and Kevin De Bruyne, 120th appearance for the Belgian, supports Charles de Ketelaere, as I say. 31st appearance for the Atalanta forward. Rudi Garcia putting trust into him, it has to be said. Whereas for Egypt, it is Mustafa Shabir in goal. A back four of Mohamed Hane, Yassir Ibrahim, Hamdi Fafi and Ahmed Fatau. Double pivot of Marwan Ataya and Mohamed Lashin, with Mohamed Salah off the right, Mustafa Zaiko off the left, Iman Asher supporting Omar Mamouche, who leads the line Manchester City forward. Of course, you would say Salah and Mamouche, they're the two danger men this afternoon. Referee for all the action, Ramon Abati Abel. We are almost set to get underway. Belgium take on Egypt. It is a warm welcome. It is English audio commentary coverage. It is unofficial independent audio coverage as well. Belgium taking on Egypt in Group G action at the Seattle Stadium. Of course, the two other sides in the group, in Iran and New Zealand, will play in a couple of hours' time. The latest kickoff of all. Of course, a bit of a shock a few hours ago. Spain and Cape Verde coming to a goalless draw. Massive favourites, Spain were there. Belgium aren't massive favourites here, but they are favoured over Egypt, it has to be said. They've probably got more of a experienced core. Perhaps Egypt relying on, we'd have to say, maybe individual brilliance, perhaps with Salah and Mamouche, but they do have some very, very good players.
Good evening and welcome to Flash Score. We have audio commentary from the FIFA World Cup from the Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Belgium versus Egypt, the opener in Group G. Egypt have never won a match at the FIFA World Cup, with Belgium strong favourites to win the Group G. They're in fantastic form coming to this World Cup, unbeaten throughout qualifying and unbeaten in 13 matches ahead of this opening. It's a hot day in Seattle. Local time is approaching midday, and it will be a steaming hot affair, 32 degrees at pitch level. So let's get into team news for this opener in Group G, which sees Courtois in goal Thibaut Courtois in goal for Belgium, Castagna, Michele in the goal, and Meunier the back for Euro Tielemans captains Belgium for the first time at the World Cup. It's Aston Villa midfield with Amadou Onana partnering Tielemans in the centre. Doku, De Bruyne and Trossard is the three Premier League players behind the Ketera, who leads the line for Belgium. Romelu Lukaku is only fit enough to start from the bench. Chabert in goal for Egypt, Hannah, Ibrahim and Fatih and El Fatour at the back for Lachine and Atel, with Ashawa and Zico. Mohamed Salah turns 34 today. Happy birthday to Mohamed Salah, he captains Egypt. And Marmoush of Manchester City is the player that is up front. And we believe here at Flash Score could play in a 4-3-3 formation. So Belgium in their traditional kit with red and black shorts, with black socks, with Rudy Garcia, their head coach. What game they've been in excellent form. Egypt all white, the 7-time AFCON winners, remarkable. And they haven't been able to claim victory at a World Cup. And they'll love to do that here today in Seattle, Washington. So they're shooting from right to left. We're on the way here in the Lumen Field for this Group G open up. Belgium up against Egypt. And, our referee today is Roman Abate, the Brazilian, who making his World Cup debut. Featured in the Olympics a few years back, and how he's reffing the Brazilian at a World Cup. Ball's down that right side for Egypt, battling well, and then it's covered by Michel for Belgium. Now into the middle now for Euro Tielemans, the Aston Villa midfielder, of course Europa League winners last season, the season just gone. And they have the ball back, Egypt through Lachine. Well, it's their 18th appearance at the finals, Belgium, and they're the most European nation to feature at the competition, but to never win the trophy. Lots to talk about their golden generation not being able to be successful. They still have a few members, including Thibaut Courtois, who equals a record with Kevin De Bruyne, 4 World Cup appearances. He goes long looking for the Ketera, who's played his football at Atalanta this season. He back heels the ball forward, and that will be a goalkeeping kick. You can't just connect with Kevin De Bruyne. And the Egyptian head coach Hossein Hassan is, of course, operating. Egypt have only did once in a game at the World Cup. That's how horrid their form has been. A really torrid time for them. It's down the left side though with them with Fatih. Fatih into Mohamed Salah. Should have ball to left. Referee pushes away any suggestion. He started off the left. Salah, and they've got the ball back. Egypt are doing that really well so far inside Belgium's half. Do wonder how the heat who will be more affected by the heat. You'd think that will come from the European side in Belgium compared to the North African team in Egypt. Goes out of play down that far side. Will be throwing to Belgium. And in this group we have Iran and New Zealand, 4 teams from 4 different continents. Usually you do get 2 European sides, but it's one of the unique groups where there's representation from the Arab part of the world and in the Oceania part of the world, in Africa and in Europe, Belgium, Egypt, Iran and New Zealand respectively. So, ball's now with Egypt again in their back line. Rip gives the ball now to Farah. Farah now to towards the left side, gives the ball to Fatou. It's now with Hani. Egypt having a lot of the ball. They had a dominant qualification period. 8 of their 10 games saw them claim clean sheets. It's going to be important, you feel, in this game. We saw a remarkable result earlier today. Cape Verde drawing 0-0 to Spain in their World Cup debut. Almost nicked it in the end. I could say Unai Simon. And Cape Verde claiming their first point of the World Cup. Over the halfway line, Egypt go now. They'll be more venturous in their play in the early stages here in Seattle. Down the left side it goes. That's here. I have to say, Belgium have not had a kick so far. You look at their lineup of the Ketera, De Bruyne, Doku, Trossard. These are players who have attacking intent and want to have the ball at their feet, but at the moment they're chasing a bit of shadows. Belgium, down the left it goes again with Fadel. He gives it now towards the middle to Lachine, central midfielder. He plays his football for Pyramid in Egypt. It's now Fadel, now plays it to Ibrahim. So plays in Egypt's team, playing in their homeland. Lovely turn by Salah, the birthday boy, tries to get Mamouche going down the right side. Zico's there also. Zico is another player that plays for the Pyramids. He's rapid, he's direct, and he's the type of winger that gets you off your seat. And, him and Salah are rotating at the moment. Ashout, who's also dominant. Of course, Egypt got to the semi-finals, the AFCON, in January. They were beaten by Senegal, the eventual winners of this competition. Of course, that's not for debate who won that competition or not. They're on the field. Senegal, of course, are the AFCON champions. But Egypt lost to Nigeria in the third place playoff games on penalties. So they've had tournament experience so far in 2020, 6 or 7-time winners of the African Cup of Nations. Bit of space down here for Kevin De Bruyne, for Manchester City man, now at Napoli. He's now got the ball back to Trossard, edge of the penalty area. Trossard can find the net outside the penalty area. That trio of Premier League players connecting there. Tielemans to Onana. Now Onana looking towards that right. Bit of room now for Meunier. Now this is where we thought the rhythm of the game would be, with Belgium having the ball inside Egypt's half, pressing themselves across the defensive line. The red shirts over the white. It's now with Jeremy Doku, who came alive at the back end of the season for Manchester City. Spread the ball forward now. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Finds it to Tielemans. Edge of the penalty area now. Kevin De Bruyne goes for goal. And it whistles past the right-hand post. Now with Shabar scampering across his goal line in the Egyptian goal. And Kevin De Bruyne in the deep, right foot. And it just goes wide. Stays Belgium 0, Egypt 0. First effort on goal is from Belgium. A long goal kick coming through. Now down this right side, it goes towards it. Belgium, the last meeting between the two was back in 2022 in a friendly. Egypt beat them. But in competitive games, Belgium have been able to beat Egypt 3-0 in Brussels back in June 2018. And talking about how dominant they have been, Belgium coming to this game 13 games unbeaten, with included victories in their warm-up games against hosts USA 5-2 and then beating Tunisia 5-0. Ibrahim for Egypt, outside the centre circle, inside his own half. Takes the ball across to Vadik. Of course, more audio commentaries coming your way on the Flashball app today. Uruguay against Saudi Arabia, and both nations seeing the draw early in their group with Spain and Cape Verde will fancy their chances to claim 3 points, which can take them far. You know, dropping points has never been more costly now with the expansion. Of course, it's not the end of the world, a draw for Spain, but a win for Uruguay or Saudi Arabia with that result opens it up. And Belgium tried to win the ball high up the field from Egypt. It's back in the centre for Onana. Onana's under pressure. He lays it back now, and the referee has pulled it back, and Onana's holding his left ankle. It seems it's the birthday boy Mohamed Salah, who left Liverpool, of course, back end of last season, and did a fantastic spell where he would be a real thorn in the thread of Liverpool's rivals to write his name in Liverpool's history. Nobody scored more goals for Liverpool in Premier League history than him. Got every record bar being the outright all-time goal scorer over than Ian Rush. Mohamed Salah, more goals in Europe, goals in the Premier League, goals and assists than any other player also in the Premier League. Tailed off, of course, last season, his final season for Liverpool. Won the Premier League twice, won the Champions League. And it'll be a big miss for his impact when he was at the peak of his powers for Liverpool. They're up and running back in this game. It's now Fadik. Plays the ball now down this left side, and it's go out for a throw-in to Belgium. It's taken quickly. Katura's there, approaching the byline, back kills it nicely. Here's Trossard. He's in the penalty area. And does that come out? Comes out for a goal kick. Trossard feels like it should have been a a corner kick. And this is where the VAR ruling is quite interesting. The new VAR rule, the referee won't be overturned if it does replays, if it comes off an Egypt player, it'll still be a goal kick. It's only the other way around, as we see Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, watching on in Seattle, Washington, in a black suit, black tie, white shirt. Of course, highly criticised at the moment for all things that's not going well at this World Cup. The football's not been too shabby. We just had our first 0-0 draw, but a remarkable story of Cape Verde. Egypt now down the right side, moving forward through Hannah. He puts the ball into the penalty area. It's deep, looking towards Mamouche, headed out by Belgium, and Jeremy Doku is able to latch onto it on the left side. He beats a player in white. He goes inside into the middle, and it's good defending from Atia. What he does well, he combative midfielder, sticks his right foot in, gets it away from Jeremy Doku. But Belgium do have the ball back now. Amadou Onana uses his right foot. It's a bit scurrying with Tillemans going forward. So a bit of space now centrally for Egypt. It's now with their player in Zico. Zico now to Salah. Back to Zico. 0-0 to score here live on Flash Scores. Give and go between Salah and Zico. Right for the ball. He's clipped. Referee waves away any suggestion of a free kick. Onana was the player that won the ball for Belgium. But once again, Egypt win it high in Belgium's half. Here's Mamouche. First touches for Omar Mamouche, the Man City man. He turns, tries to go around the defender Ngo, and Thibaut Courtois reads that well. He's able to spring out of his goal line and launch it forward. He does really well. He's put the Ketera on his way, and Egypt might have to concede a corner kick. Might even concede a free kick, actually. Referee's pulled that back. It's Ibrahim who's been penalised. Route 1, he said Route 1 is not the way to go in football. It goes long. The Atalanta man's driving forward, and then he does get the ball, to be fair to him. Maybe it should be a corner kick. I'm still waiting to see what the decision will be, if it will be a set play from the far side. And in fact, VAR has introduced the new ruling. It will be a goal kick, because in this new ruling, if you award a corner kick and it's not a corner, it's clearly come off the Ketera, and it's been overturned, and the goal kick's been taken by Egypt. The ball's already back with Belgium. Belgium 0, Egypt 0. Trossard threads the ball in towards the middle, looking towards Kevin De Bruyne. It's now with Onana towards Meunier. Meunier plays football in Lyon, France. So does the player on the ball now with Ngo. And there's a foul coming in. First yellow card of the game. And it comes to Atir, who has been booked. He just clashed into the defender. It seemed like he did drop to the floor without much contact. So he might have just duped the referee there. There you go. It's a harsh yellow card for Marwan Atir. Belgium now, Egypt now. It's a free kick that's been taken short inside the centre circle. A little touch forward down to Michel to Castagna. Castagna back towards Ngo. Ngo with his right foot opens his body up to give it to Meunier. Scorching day in Seattle, Washington. The pitch looks immaculate. Anfield Stadium looks really good. Packed out seats. It's filled with Belgium and Egyptian supporters. They're neutrals, of course. Not always impossible to say that in this competition with some of the empty seats that we've seen up and down America, Mexico and Canada. Here's Doku at the moment down this left side, inside Egypt's half. He's up against Hannah. He's on the right foot, goes in field, edge of the penalty, looking for Onana, and there's a bit of confusion between De Bruyne and Onana. And Egypt move forward, and this referee, is he going to provide another yellow card? No, it was Salah, he is. And a yellow card each. So inside 10 minutes, inside 15 minutes, we see 2 yellows and 1 each. Is Castagna, the Fulham man, holding the back Mohamed Salah, who was rapid in trying to move the ball forward for Egypt inside the centre circle now. So Timothy Castagna's booked, and so is Marwan Atir. Now ball's on the right side to Hannah. Ball goes in towards the right side. Now Zico will go out for a throw-in. Castagna's got to be careful now, and as a defender. Garcia with the red tie, blue shirt with the sports cap on his head. Hannah for Egypt plays a diagonal long ball forward, and Courtois is able to gather it. As we go past the 15-minute mark, we've not seen a shot yet on target. The only attempt we have seen is Kevin De Bruyne's shot that went wide. The average age of the two sides 29, and Belgium had a really good qualifying campaign, but they've also been really good when it comes to the group stage. Only one lost in the last 15 group stages, 1-8, they drew 6. However, in Qatar 2022, they didn't make it out of the group stages, so that's the thing, you know. Doku's been clipped and in a bit of pain holding his right ankle, Jeremy Doku. And the referee's just now stopped play. The free kick wasn't called, it was Hannah on Doku. And he felt it should have been a foul. Doku going in between Ibrahim and Hannah. He's just gone straight into his right leg without winning the ball. Belgium 0, Egypt 0. Waiting for play to resume. And now it has Egypt have the ball. Back with their goalkeeper now. With Hannah now moving the ball to Atia. It's launched that out of play, and that will be a throw in to Belgium. So 0-0 the score. Castagna will take this throw in. It's put in towards De Bruyne, brought down by Trossard. Falls away to Onana. Onana with the boots, takes the checks back, looking forward. Gives it now towards Ingo. Is Mounier. Castagna now into towards De Bruyne. De Bruyne looking towards Courtois. Referee plays on. I think this is the issue, isn't it? When referees issue yellow cards like that, everything becomes now. You thought it should be a foul, feels like it should be a yellow card there. De Bruyne felt that he was being held, and maybe should have led to a booking. Egypt have the free kick at the end. And Salah just operating in the central position at the moment. It's with Partey. Is the ball now looking towards Ibrahim. Ibrahim plays the ball towards Partey. Ibrahim. It's a clip towards the far side. Lovely touchdown. Doku. Infield to Tillemans. Tillemans towards De Bruyne. De Bruyne gives it towards Trossard. Trossard's got two on him. He twists and turns. He's able to evade both, and he gives it back to Kevin De Bruyne with 7 on the back. 4th World Cup, 27th World Cup game in a Belgium shirt for Kevin De Bruyne. Onana in the centre circle, loses it, lofts it towards the right back to Kevin De Bruyne. Outside the boot, ball going long, looking towards Tillemans. And De Ketelaere tries to win the throw-in. That goes out for a throw to Egypt. So 0-0 the score here. 13 minutes gone. We don't want to say conditions are playing a factor, but the play is definitely slower than we've seen already in this competition. Ball's brought down by Salah inside the centre circle. It's a touch down the right. It's back to Mamouche in the middle. Back to Salah. 30 yards away from penalty area. Oh, he's rolled this nicely. There's a shooting chance. The shot is a goal! Oh, what a goal that is! The first shot on target is from Egypt. Tennis Shashwa. He's been so quiet in the opening 20 minutes. The whole of Egypt have. But the whole of Egypt are jumping up and down because they have struck first in this game. Belgium 0, Egypt 1. And it's Sasha with the opener. A thunderous strike into the bottom corner, right-footed it. and there was nothing for Thibaut Courtois to get his hands in. It was so quick. He dived to his right, but he could not stop that strike. Just what the doctor ordered in this game. Salah spreading it across the penalty area, and right bang outside the D, central. He picks it up right-footed, and then he arrows it into the bottom corner. As soon as it left his foot, you knew that was going to hit the back of the net. Thibaut Courtois wasn't getting nowhere near that. It was a rocket into the bottom corner. It's Belgium 0, Egypt 1, and we have liftoff in this game in Seattle. What a fine strike that is. What a fine strike. The reaction from the Egyptian bench says it all. The coach, Hassan, is sort of gasping with his mouth in real shock and delight. Belgium, who just couldn't get quick enough to the ball. Reminder, Egypt have never won a World Cup game in their history. This is only the second time that they have taken the lead in a World Cup game. And it's Imam Ashawa with a beautiful, accurate strike, edge of the penalty area, edge of the D, that has found the bottom corner and has given the North African side the lead here. It's Belgium 0, Egypt 1 in this World Cup game in Seattle. Tillemans now in towards De Bruyne. Onana is about to now enjoy it, but that's opening up for sure. Belgium have to come out and play with a bit more purpose in their attack. About the first 20 minutes was like a sparring match, just trying to feel themselves into it. That openers will have to wake Belgium up and get them playing. Here's Doku. He's up against Zico. He's edge of the penalty area, checks back, looks towards Castagna. Here's Yuri Tillemans. Plays the ball back, and then it's in towards Mamouche, the break. They've got to get that right with Onana, they do. Looks forward again by Egypt. And foul on the halfway line there by Michele. It will be a free kick to Egypt. 22 gone, and you know that means that this World Cup, it means hydration break. And Belgium 0, Egypt 1. We have our first hydration break, 1.5, and Egypt, who felt like they were just adjusting to the conditions, adjusting to the game. Both teams were, have struck at a fantastic time, and Asho's goal is the difference as we head into this hydration break. Well, we saw earlier today Cape Verde drawing 0-0 to Spain. In the early hours of the morning, the UK, we saw Ivory Coast beat Ecuador. Sweden with a fantastic 5-star performance by beating Tunisia at 5-1. Later tonight you can listen to audio commentary, Saudi Arabia against Uruguay, and there's of course Iran against New Zealand. Then tomorrow, France, the runners-up from last World Cup in Qatar in 2020, take on the African champions in Senegal, and Iraq will take on Norway tomorrow also. Those are the upcoming games in this FIFA World Cup. Wednesday we'll see England up against Croatia. We also will see Portugal against Congo, Austria against Jordan, and Argentina against Algeria in the early hours of the 17th. The world champions up against Algeria. The games are coming thick and fast, just the way we like it here on Flash Score. Let's get a replay of that goal from Ashawa. As soon as he hit it, you just knew it was destined to be in the bottom corner. Now the task is for Rudy Garcia, the task is for Belgium. How are they going to react? They need to get more balls into the Qatar. They need to get Doku, Trossard and De Bruyne on the ball. I just feel like Onana and Tillemans, they're joining the attack, and it just becomes 5-on-5. They need to be able to find space. They need to be able to find a bit of width down the left and the right to get the right balance and to get some attacks going, because the only effort they've had in this game, Belgium, is that Kevin De Bruyne effort inside the first 5 minutes. And lots been spoken about, and rightly so, about this hydration break in the World Cup. It's here to stay. It'll be in every game on the FIFA World Cup 2026. But it is hot in Seattle. It is 35 degrees. The pitch has been watered also. Belgium want to get on with it. They're already put the drinks down. They've had their conversation with Rudy Garcia. They wanting to play, which is probably one of the first occasions where we do need a hydration break. The sweat pouring from each player's faces as Mohamed Salah gets some last instructions from his head coach Hassan. So 25 gone, we're moments away from the resumption of this game. Belgium 0, Egypt 1 in Group G, which includes Iran and New Zealand. And just feel like Belgium have been stunned by that goal, but it's definitely made this opening game in this group an interesting one. Belgium trying to deny Egypt a first World Cup win. Belgium, of course, wanted to start their campaign with a win. So ball's with Egypt. Pleased to say that we are up and running again. It's with Lashin. Let's see how these two teams play after the hydration break. There's been some momentum shifts after these breaks. Let's see which way it'll turn. It's with Salah inside the centre circle. Feds the ball to Hannah. And up against Castagno, who's up and running, wants to get the ball quickly. He gives the ball to Doku. Doku goes into the centre now to Onana inside the centre circle. Feeds the ball now, looking towards Ngoy. Ngoy now to Mounier. Mounier now to Ngoy. Looking to Horse Michel. Pass the ball to left side. White boots for the Belgian man in the centre back position. Ngoy, the nil man, goes to the centre looking for Onana, who's now the deeper of the two midfielders in the centre. The Tillemans and Onana. Tillemans captain, of course, for this game. It's now with Ngo. Looking to his right, lures Kevin De Bruyne, who's trying to get a bit deeper. It's now with Trossard, who's moving on this left side. Trossard plays a beautiful ball out to Castagna. 3-way in the middle. First time ball goes in, it's blocked. Well on that far side, it will be thrown to Belgium. Castagna takes it immediately. Gets the ball back from Tillemans. He's keeping it alive, Castagna does. And Tillemans now keeps it edge of the penalty area. He's pushed down. The referee says get up. Tillemans holding his right boot. And Belgium have the ball. It's good work from Trossard though. Keeps it alive. Here's Kevin De Bruyne, edge of the penalty area. We've seen a really good strike from outside the boot, outside the box already. Kevin De Bruyne trying to link the play down that right side for Mounier. It was intercepted well by Ashawa, the goal scorer for Egypt. 1-0 they lead. The 7-time winners from Africa. Cup of Nations, of course. It's now Mounier. Puts the ball to Castagna. Doku, right left hand side, just increases the pace of his dribbling. Jeremy Doku halts it. Back with the centre backs now for Belgium. It's now Renault. And he should be happy to sit deep and say, come break us down in this heat. Come break us down. I'm happy we know that we can keep it tight at the back. Here's Doku, so it's up to Belgium to try and find a way back into this game, of course. It's Belgium on the attack, shooting from left to right. Tillemans pushes it towards the middle. It's a header that doesn't get reached. It's a bit scruffy in the middle. It comes back to De Bruyne. Fine save. Referee has thrown the whistle. Would have counted. The save needs to be made by Chabert. The referee has seen an infringement in the middle with the goal scorer Shower, who had been clipped by Mounier. And Kevin De Bruyne in the penalty area, run onto it on his left foot. Hit it first time, true. It was a good save by the goalkeeper. At that point, the referee had already blown his whistle. And it will be a free kick for Egypt inside Belgium's half. Penalty area. It's with Ibrahim. He's gone long, looking forward towards Mamouche. Onana's picked up in the centre circle for Belgium. Gets it, and he's turned his body forward and goes into Egypt's half now. Onana still on the ball. Side passes the ball with side foot towards Doku. On that left, he's up against Zigo. Doku checks it back. Looking now towards Stanley again. It's about Belgium. How can they play these rotations? How are they going to push and create the space in behind the Egyptian backline? Nearly did that with that ball that was put in. It's now still with Michel. Michel now to Doku. Doku trying to twist and turn. Aggressive play from Hannah, not letting Doku a sniff or any sort of yard of advantage. Michel has the ball now for Belgium. The trial by a goal to nil. It's now with Tillemans. Tillemans trying to find Trossard. Ball's good, just killing it lapped. Here's foot around it, Trossard. Ashawa's gone on a bit of a run here. He's gone past a couple of Belgian players. He's run into Yuri Tillemans. He's made up for that poor pass. The Belgian captain. He's kicked out of play. So Belgium 0, Egypt 1. World Cup audio commentary for you on Flash Score. Lots of articles, news, bits across the website, and Apps Transfer Tracker, of course, is still up and running regardless of the World Cup edition, which is really, really good. Oh, there's a suggestion maybe Thibaut Courtois could have done better for the goal in the Belgium net. But you look at the power it was hit and the accuracy, he just saw it too late, and the time he did adjust his body to go towards the ball, he was hitting the back of the net already. Nicatera down the right hand channel, he's been dealt with well by Fatih, but Vandy's conceded the throwing down this near side. Belgium 0, Egypt 1. It's behind the penalty area. Throw-in is taken. Here it is now. Tillemans ball scooped into good area and needs Zico to clear it. Only as far as Castagna outside the penalty area. Trossard's moving to the central positions. He's getting more touches off the ball. The Arsenal Premier League winner. That's with Doku. On the left side, checks it back to Castagna. Edge of the penalty area. It's a good ball into Tillemans. Heads it back of his head, trying to help it on his way. I don't know if he took it away from Nicatera, but much better from Belgium. Putting the ball in a danger area and asking questions of the Egyptian defenders. There's two in there. Mounier and Nicatera and Trossard. With Tillemans getting his head towards it. Angela plays on rushing into the penalty, but two at a time. And the ball was made the connection to Tillemans with Nicatera behind him. So, goal kick for Egypt. So, now with Trossard, it's just giving the ball straight back to Belgium. Doku is up against Hannah. Driving towards the byline, it's whipped in, it's blocked again, to be a throw on that far side. Belgium 0, Egypt 1, 32 minutes gone. Minimum of 2 minutes added on due to the hydration break we had midway through this first half. Onana has the ball for Belgium. They're just ramping up now the momentum, trying to get themselves back into this game. They trail by a goal to nil due to that Ashawa goal in the 19th minute. It's with De Bruyne into the penalty area. He's met by a Egyptian defender. Who's trying to yap onto it. He's helped it forward, looking towards Salah. Salah's running, and Thibaut Courtois will take a few touches before releasing the ball out. It does, right-footed, and it's headed back in towards Salah. Who's the onside? Mohamed Salah, who's a free agent at the moment. So he's going to play after leaving Liverpool in May. It's on the right side now for Zico. Zico in towards the penalty, goes for goal, and it's a good save by Courtois. And just for a moment, looked like it was going to go through the hands of Courtois, but it's a corner for Egypt. And there's Zico, the man who plays for Pyramids, and it's a really good save actually by Courtois. He readjusts. It looks like he's going for a double parry, and he just uses his right hand to just turn it round the post. Belgium 0, Egypt 1, 34 gone, and Egypt threatening every time they were able to say that. Classic commentator's curse. Just giving the ball to Jeremy Doku from this corner. Tried to go short, and Doku's evaded 3 players, and it'll be a free kick to Belgium. And another yellow card's been issued. It's a cynical foul, but one needed to be done because Doku would have been clean through it. All that build up, all that great work to win the corner. And now it's a foul for Fatih. The left back is booked. Onana has the ball now for Belgium. They've taken that free kick shortly. Egypt, when they do go into the final third, they're able to get their shots off and look threatening. Belgium just feel like they're trying to find a way to fix a puzzle. It's one that they still have to figure out. Thrown to Egypt inside their own half on that far side. Mamouche plays it now on towards Salah. Salah inside Belgium's half. Tries to stick that ball forward back to Mamouche. I mean, that was hit with a lot of pace from Salah. I don't think it would have reached Mamouche if it didn't have a deflection. It didn't reach him even with the deflection. Belgium are now moving forward on the right side. De Bruyne tried to bring it down on this right. Belgium 0, Egypt 1. And Seattle, Washington here in the Lumen Field Arena. So with Farhat, back to Shabir. Now back to Ibrahim to Shabir. I do wonder how much the heat is affecting Belgium. Egypt will be used to playing these types of conditions, less so Belgium. North of 35 degrees. So they've just gone past midday here now in Washington, United States of America. 16 stadiums to host 6 games across the World Cup within Benfield Stadium. Munier, Tillemans now to Tillemans. Tillemans now to Onana inside the centre circle. It's now back with Tillemans. Tillemans plucks the ball forward. Looks towards the right. It's now in hope. Steps it down to Tillemans. Good first touch. Back to Doku. Into the penalty area. And the referee has given a free kick to Egypt due to a late challenge by Yuri Tillemans, who, with a follow through, committed the foul. Oh yeah, he did kind of twice actually. Studs landed on the Egypt defender's right ankle. Egypt 1. Egypt trying to create history this World Cup. The objective is very clear. Trying to win their first ever World Cup game. Imran Hashawa's goal, which was hit ball speed 35 kilometres, according to FIFA statistics and stats we are getting here. It's a lovely touch there by Doku from Thibaut Courtois. Doku's actually changed wings with Trossard. Trossard's down the left side, and now Doku is on the right. Michel, now on to Tillemans. Tillemans into towards the right side, looking towards Kevin De Bruyne. Finds the ball now, looking towards Mamouche. Mamouche runs into trouble. It's giving the ball away to De Ketelaere. De Ketelaere now, looking towards Trossard. Trossard into the penalty area, feeds it towards Onana. Onana elects not to go for goal. He's giving it to Castagna. Back to De Bruyne. Far post, looking towards Doku. Doku brings it down, pulls it back. Shot is blocked well. It's Trossard who pulled the trigger. First time we've seen Egypt exposed. Anoy, the centre back, has to go back to Michel. Egypt now just more organised, more natural look for their defence. Doku now down the right side, trying to approach the penalty area. 2 on him. Leads it back towards Onana. Onana centre of the penalty box. Leads it to Enhoy. They've worked this well, Belgium. There's a bit of space now for Thomas Munier. Munier balls high towards the penalty area. They've got the height. Comes back to De Bruyne. He's laid this off to Trossard. A few deflections and played away by Egypt. The power that was needed to cause any problems to Egypt. Trossard there, and now he's running with the ball. He's under trouble. And the referee has awarded the free kick to Belgium. It looked like the referee was going to play on for a moment there. 39 gone. Belgium 0, Egypt 1. Live audio commentary for you tonight for FIFA ranked 9 in Belgium, with Egypt ranked 29th in the world, 20 places separating the two. 90th minute goal from Hashawa, the difference. Just get a replay of that Trossard effort. Really found its way through to Tillemans, who was following the shot in. It found him, he would have been throwing goal, only the goalkeeper to beat. See how Castagna looking towards the far post, looking towards Doku. Hashawa, here's the ball into the penalty area. Gibson goes, and that will be a throw in to Egypt. Shower in a bit of pain at the moment. There's a clinical foul there from Meunier. It's with Courtois now back towards Meunier. Now outside the boot for Kevin De Bruyne, looking towards Trossard down the left side. Trossard's battling with Hanai. Hanai has been excellent in his display against Doku, and now Trossard on that right side for Egypt. I think that Belgium could produce on the left can alter his performance at the moment. Onana in the centre circle brings it down for Belgium. Now with Tillemans now on turns it to Castagna. Michele plays the ball forward to Onana inside the centre circle, finds it towards Tillemans. And Belgium quite a clear-cut opportunity. Haven't had a shot on target yet in this game. Onana brings it nicely towards Doku, who's in that right inside position. He's tried to slip it to Meunier. It takes a deflection before reaching Thomas Meunier, and Meunier gives it away because Timmins is on his toes a little bit. And here's Salah scampering forward over the halfway line. Mohamed Salah, he's got Zico to the right of him and checks back, still the ball. Salah, birthday boy, turns 34 today. And he's just slowed it all down and gone all the way back while giving the ball to Ibrahim. Ibrahim now to Fala. Fala's giving the ball away, and that's very frustrating for Egypt because on the hard part, diffusing the situation, taking a sting out of the game. De Bruyne, 55% possession control, 7% in contest, and 38. Now with Michele crossed out to Kevin De Bruyne, will go for goal. He's hit his own player right on the backside. Indicator that's kind of summed up Belgium's first half. And Egypt moving forward now, trying to release the ball to Omar Mamouche Shashawa. Back with De Bruyne now, 25 yards out. De Bruyne elects not to slip to cut her in. Gives it to Doku. Doku's got two on him, Jeremy Doku. Goes down, wanted a free kick, doesn't get the free kick. And Egypt escape again. 43 gone, and they lead by a goal to nil. But possession trades back to Belgium. It's been doing that across the game, and referee now is giving a free kick. I'm sure Belgium would have wanted a free kick closer to penalty area, and have taken it short. And they're going to build from the back. I say the back, but their two centre backs are in the centre circle inside Egypt's half. Plays forward to the right, looking towards the Ketterer. The Ketterer, the pink boots, lost this into a bit of space for Castagna. Castagna out to Trossard. Trossard trying to dig in towards Castagna, goes towards it, but the goalkeeper is there to gather with ease in the Chabert. Chabert's robbed this one out to Salah. Salah under pressure by Noel, and he's under pressure by two Belgian players, but Egypt still have it, and it's given away. Tillemans, he gives it away, keeps to Mamouche in the centre circle. There's a lot of space down this left side now for Egypt. Ashawa, the goal scorer, driving forward, not with much pace, but eating up ground. Gives it towards Fada, and then it's with Lachine. Lachine out to Atai. Just taking the sting out of this attack. Egypt slowed it down. Belgium got a lot of players back to help out, but still advancing forward. Egypt still have it, edge of the penalty area. In the 45th minute in this first half, the Lumen field. Ball goes in towards the middle. It's cleared away properly by Belgium. And Arna stretches the right leg out, and then it's Omar Mamouche who just clicks and kicks out, so I should say, Onana. And it will be a free kick, edge of the box for Belgium, outside their own penalty area, and they've survived that sort of flurry of attack from Egypt. So 1-0 they lead. audio commentary coming tonight for Saudi Arabia against Uruguay. Four minutes added on back end of his first half. It's given away by Mounier. Mounier now into the middle to Lachine. Lachine for Egypt. They have possession now. They're just playing that 1-2 inside their own half. And they give it away. Trossard outside the boot trying to feed that to Kevin De Bruyne. So many unforced errors from both teams. Belgium, the ones who are moving forward. De Bruyne. And that will be a throw in to Belgium on that far side. Lachine does really well to just stick her foot in, and Castagna will wait for throwing in. So 4 minutes of added time. Rudy Garcia, the coach for Belgium, the blue sports cap on, watching on anxiously. 15 minutes or so with his team. In a minute he goes on to the Qatari, he brings the ball down, Doku lashes it over the bar. That's a glorious chance for a leveller. He should have got that on target, the Manchester City man. It's the moment that Belgium have been waiting for in this game. It was a good throw in from Castagna. It bounced. Egypt not dealing with the second, but Onana flicked it on. And it was Qatari who did so well to set it, to give it towards Doku inside the penalty area. In fact, just 1 yard behind the penalty spot. And he's lashed that over the bar. He didn't connect to it. If he connected, we'd been 1-1. He sliced that over the bar. Just got that technique all wrong. Belgium 0, Egypt 1. Washington, as another long ball comes from Thibaut Courtois. Trying to flick it forward to the Qatari. It's now with Ashar. Ashar now looking towards Mamouche. Doku has the ball. 25 yards away from the penalty area. It's now we've got Onana. Michel. Towards Trossard. Trossard now towards Michel. Finds his way to Onana. A bit of room now down this right side for Michel. So they're looking forward to the Qatari. It's asking a lot from the central defender. Michel, he's done well. He's battled and he's won the ball back, and then the referee seeing too much. And then Mounier has been penalised also. So it will be a free kick for Egypt. 1 minute left. Minute and a half minimum left. What we have been allotted at the end of this first half. It's been a good first half. An intrigue on, food for thought for Belgium. Midday kickoff in Washington. Heat definitely playing a factor in the ball speed from them, but Egypt being clinical every time they've gone forward. The goal was a sublime effort from Michel. Oh, it's a bad back pass by Ngo. He's given it to Omar Mamouche, and he's needed Thibaut Courtois to go down and to make the save. The Lille centre-back was very sluggish. He thought he got enough of a head back of the ball. He didn't. They've taken it quickly. Mamouche, this corner, they've got another corner. And Egypt ended the half on top and in the lead, it seems. A very hairy moment there for the Lille centre-back, who's been quite tidy in his defending, in his ball playing, been able to get them going at times. And got the 23-year-old taking short. Coming back now, here's Salah in the penalty area, left-footed ball headed out by Belgium. If that come up to it for an Egyptian player, it does. Ricochets to the far side. Belgium hanging on now. That'll be another corner. Will they have time to take it? Ibrahim with the shielding. So Egypt now, this is their final opportunity to extend their lead at the back end of this first half. We've played now 5 minutes. I think the officials are making it clear to Salah and Egypt that this will be it. This has to be the final ball, and it's put into a good area. Oh, it's flicked on and almost in. And Belgium hack it away, but moments away from them going 2 down at half time. They've got to thank their goalkeeper and Courtois, who got his finger to it, although he missed it completely. It was Mounier. If he wasn't there, then it would have been 2 Egypt players to tap home. And Egypt